All right. It says we're live. And while we're waiting for StreamYard to catch up, Ground Fog was here at 6:50. He was the first man in. Greg Skeens is here, and Dana is here. And then Darren hacks for the Homesteader. And apparently it's still sunny in northeast Kansas. It's pretty well I'm looking out the window. It's pretty well dark right now. The sun has set. So,
Patty just texted me a couple hours ago that they had twin lambs born today, little boys.
She's in here too. Darren must be sitting out in his shop, and she must be inside because she's here now too. So,
or they're both sitting in the living room on their phones.
Yeah, sending TikToks back and forth to each other.
Yeah.
So, I know Randy does that to you, doesn't he? Does he send you TikToks and you could be in the same house?
Yep. Always sitting there. Yep.
And you always have to say something, even if you've seen it before. Whitney does this to me. She will send me a TikTok. She'll be in the other room, and I'll be sitting there, and she'll send me a TikTok. Even if I've seen it before, I always send something back. I'm like, that's funny, because then they'll get mad. It's like, are you ignoring my text messages? And it's like, no, I've just seen that before. They're both in the living room.
Yeah.
Well.
So
all right, cue the intro.
We've got 9 people in here. So, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Homestead HQ, where we talk about homesteading and preparedness. I am Shelly, and this is...
I'm Jason, and my hair's combed. It's church day, so I had to comb my hair. So
Lawrence is in here, too, now. Hey, Lawrence.
Yep. Our union thug is representing.
Yep.
So, what did you do this weekend? Oh, look, local prepper is here.
Hey. Oh my God, this weekend has been crazy. So Crystal got an apartment, and she moved. She was living in Georgetown, and now she's in Richmond, but so she got an apartment with a friend of hers, and it's a cute little apartment. It's a little townhouse or whatever, but all of her stuff, when she moved out, all of her stuff was still upstairs.
Oh.
So last week, Jessica and Sam came over and helped there was like a dozen totes, like those big totes with the yellow lids that I bring to the festival.
Yeah.
There was like a dozen of those full of her stuff. And then, we had gotten her a bedroom suit for her Christmas present. And so we had to take that out to her, and some other furniture stuff, but we had our trailer loaded down, and then the back of our pickup truck filled up with that. And then it was supposed to rain on Saturday, and that's when we were supposed to go. So I came home Friday night, and I told Randy, I said, let's load everything up tonight and get tarps on it and everything, because it wasn't supposed to start raining until like noon on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I said, maybe we can get out there. If we leave at like 7, we can get out there early enough, get it unloaded before the rain hits. And that's what we did. It didn't start raining until we were rolling back in. We had to take the trailer over to Jessica's, so we were rolling back into Glasgow. And that's when it started raining. So that was good. And then I've been moving furniture around today and rearranging stuff. And I bought a cabinet. I went to an estate sale, and I bought this cabinet. It's like, 18 inches wide and about a foot deep, and it's like 6 feet tall. It's just this old little cabinet, and I turned it into my apothecary. So it has like all of my medicinal tinctures and salves and herbs and all of that stuff. It's all in one place in a cabinet, and it looks kind of cool. So I was pretty excited about that.
That'll be nice. You can be organized now.
I am.
Not just have weird looking witches jars sitting all over the house.
Yep. Well, I mean, before I had that stuff on, I have those shelves that I cure my soap on.
Yeah.
It'd be like a shelf of soap, and then a shelf of jars, and then a shelf of like herbs, dried herbs and stuff. Everything was just all jumbled up. And I was like, I got to organize this. It's making me crazy.
Well, you just need to use Crystal's room upstairs for that.
Well, Jessica suggested, because like right now, this room that I'm in right now, it's our second bedroom, but it's not very big. It's just a small room. And but I have my sewing machine. My sewing table is over there, and there's a shelf over there with all kinds of fabric and stuff, because I like to make quilts and everything. So Jessica told me, she said, I'm going to come over and we're going to move all of your sewing stuff upstairs and turn that into your sewing room. And that way this room can be my office and it won't be as cramped in here. So kind of spreading out a little bit, I guess.
Gotcha. I wished my office was twice the size. It would be nice.
Yeah, yours is a little cramped too.
Well, you got to fit so much crap in here, and it's just like,
I know.
So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to redo the basement just for that.
So what did you do this weekend?
Well, it's daylight savings time, so everybody's screwed up with your sleep and all that kind of crap. So it's screwy. But Saturday, Lincoln and I went to the Ham Fest in Cave City. Went up there, and I actually walked out of there without spending any money.
Really?
Yes, I was surprised. There was stuff that I wanted.
I am shocked.
But I'm just like, I really wanted. A guy was selling jungle antennas, and I'm like, ooh, I really need to buy one of these. But then I was looking, I was like, I can build one of these things, so why buy it? So that's on my list, is building a jungle antenna. So Saturday we went to the Ham Fest, and then I got back here and I checked, and like all these comfrey orders had rolled in, and I'm like, oh crap, I got to go dig some comfrey. I got most of the comfrey orders ready to go except for one. And that's going to have to wait probably a week because we're like sold out of comfrey. It's crazy. Like we got slammed with comfrey. I dug everything that I could find. And the bad thing is none of it has come up. Now, where you got
you got comfrey everywhere, but it's just now it's like that big. You got to move leaves around and everything to find it. You can't see it yet. Yeah.
And before, because a lot of it I didn't cut. I just let it just, wilt in place. So there were all these, all the comfrey leaves and everything there. And it's like, ooh, there's a thing of comfrey. I could dig it. But all the low hanging fruit has been dug. And I'm just like, we ain't got any more right now. So it's sold out right now. So I'm going to get, I'm going to have to wait. It'll probably be a week before I can find some. I got to fill that one order, and then I'm going to keep it out of stock for a while to let it grow up.
Yeah, but people are wanting it right now because it's getting ready to be spring. That's why they're thinking about planting right now.
I know. And
which just for y'all's reference, if you can dig the ground up, if the ground's not frozen, you can plant comfrey. It doesn't have to just be in the spring. You can plant it whenever. So just FYI.
And the Homestead twins are here. Casey's here too. But the Homestead twins, Eric sent me a picture. Eric is printing some stickers, some wood chipper stickers for me. So we're going to have, as soon as they come in, we're going to have wood chipper stickers. So those are coming pretty soon. I'm excited about the wood chipper stickers. But so Saturday I got everything dug that I could, and then the rain came in. And so then I sat down here filling some orders and stuff. We had some t-shirts. Our t-shirt guy called me and he's like, your shirts are done that people had ordered. So I went and grabbed those and packaged those up. And Forrest is here. But then
hey, Forrest.
Today we went to church, made it to church on time and all that, even with the time change. So we went to church, and then we had a guy. We've got at our church, we've got the security team, and then we got the medical team. I'm on the medical team at church. So they had a guy who was a retired ATF agent and had done some medic work and stuff like that when he was still with the ATF. He did like a little quick 1 hour, really, he went over tourniquets pretty in depth, and then talked about chest seals and a few other things. And I got invited to come to that. So I went and sat in on that for like the hour. And, we put tourniquets on people, and it's always funny to watch people when you never put a tourniquet on. Like I was telling the guys, I was like, we teach this stuff. And the guy that was with me, I was like, you you pull the strap as tight as you can get it on the get-go. And I said, then you start cranking. I put one crank on this, and this dude's, he's probably 5 or 6 years older than me. I pulled it as tight as I could get, and I put one crank on it. He goes, holy crap, stop. And I'm like, dude, it ain't tight yet. He was like, that's all I can take. And I was like, let's give it one more. And I cranked it one more, and he's like, and I was like, it's really not even tight yet. And he goes, what do you mean? And I was like, my rule on a tourniquet is, I said, you twist it, and when they start cussing, you go one more twist on it, and it's good. And he goes, I can't take any more. And I was like, okay, we'll just stop right now. I didn't want to bruise him up too bad. So
Stephanie's here.
Yeah. Stephanie, have you found land up here in Kentucky yet? She wants to move up here.
I don't blame her. Kentucky's a nice place to live.
Yep.
Just don't move to Muhlenberg County.
Yeah. Yeah. So the shirts are still on the website. If anybody wants the deer shirt, we've still got those. We got to get them printed up. I think he's going to print a few this week sometime for me. So, but yeah, today, and then my mom came up and ate dinner. I don't know if mom's still here or not. I was like, hey, I've got a meeting downstairs, so I don't know if mom's still here or not, but who knows? She might be. But yeah, so Comfrey is sold out right now. And then I was looking, I'm like, I hate going down and digging the Comfrey because, you know, I've got so many strawberries down there, down in the food forest, and all my Comfrey is down in the food forest. And I was like,
I wouldn't want to dig up those strawberries, that's for sure.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is get a bunch of raised beds. And I told my wife, I was like, I'm going to build a bunch of raised beds down in front of the food forest, plant it full of Comfrey, and then you just go down there and dig it up. And the thing is, the Comfrey, if you go to dig it up, you're going to leave some roots. It's going to sprout new stuff. So you're just, you know, it keeps going. But I started looking, I was like, I'm just going to build it out of pressure treated lumber, because the new pressure treated lumber, it doesn't last worth of crap, but they took the bad stuff out. They took the arsenic and all that out. So it's fine to use for raised beds. But I started pricing it. I can buy on Amazon metal raised beds on Amazon cheaper than I can build them out of wood. So I was like, I'm just going to order them from Amazon, and I'm probably going to put half a dozen raised beds down there and just fill it all with Comfrey.
I know you told me about that. I wanted to look them up and see.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at some. Well, let me see.
Are they the square ones or the oval ones?
They've got both. Let me see. I was looking at these. This is a silver galvanized. It looks like one of the troughs, like one of the water troughs. Mm-hmm. They've got a 4 foot by 2 foot by 1 foot deep for $26. I can't buy the wood for that.
No, you can't.
I mean,
here they've got two, like an 8 by 4 by 1 foot. It's a 2-pack for $65.
Yeah. I'm like, you can't buy the wood for that.
Yeah.
Greg said, I get the 10 by 3. So yeah, so I'm gonna buy a bunch of raised beds off Amazon, fill them up, and I mean the thing is, you don't have to have good dirt for Comfrey, so I'm just gonna fill it up with. I want to go scrape off some stuff and fill them full with that, and just plant Comfrey in it. So that's the plan. I'm going to order those tomorrow, and then they're going to be here in like 2 or 3 days. So I want to get those things set out and start popping them full of Comfrey is the plan. So Dana said her herbal cabinet is considered controlled chaos.
She's got a nice herbal cabinet. Everything's labeled. It looks nice. So, it has like all the dosages on everything and what you use it for. And yeah, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that just looks amazing. Because like my stuff, I had names on it, but I didn't have like what you could use it all for and everything. So
well,
I've copied her.
Forrest said he made his out of pine trees that he cut down, laid two to one another, and placed a bale of hay on each end filled with dirt. That would work. I don't know. Mine's going to be out in the front yard, so I want it to look halfway nice. So I'm just going to buy the metal ones and be done with it. I mean, but that's what I've done this weekend. And then tomorrow I've got to get Rafferty's called me, and they need countertops poured. So like the houses, did y'all hear that?
Yep.
Lincoln must be doing something. I don't know. He's going to be one of these days. He's going to jump up and down and like land on my desk, just come through the floor, and he's going to be like, "Hey, what's happening?" So, but yeah, Rafferty's called. They got to have countertops, so I've got to work on countertops and actually do like my real job tomorrow for a while. So, but it's nice. I'll be working in the shop on property all day. So I'm like, you can't get any better than that. What'd Patty say?
I love the raised tables Darren made out of 55-gallon barrels cut in half and raised to waist high. I've seen that. I mean, yeah, those are nice.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I saw some lady on TikTok. They took IBC totes and did IBC totes out of them. She just cut the top off of them where they're pretty tall, and but you could just cut them in half and go with it. But I don't know. I'm gonna order them off Amazon and be done, and make my house one of the Instagram homesteads that are perfect.
Yeah, good luck with that.
All right. Do you want to talk about the topic, or do you want to talk about all the amazing stuff that's going on that we got planned? Maybe we should talk about the topic for a minute and then talk about the amazing stuff we've got planned.
I've got
you got a story?
News article.
I forgot all about that. All right.
I really don't feel like I am intelligent enough to speak about this article, though. But I do feel like it's something that people need to know about because it just sounds bad.
All right.
So, did you know that Bill Gates is building an artificial sun to power the world in Tennessee?
I didn't know that.
Did you hear about that?
I thought the Chicoms had already built one.
I don't know. So there was let's see. On the morning of June 28th, this last year, the twin smokestacks of the Bull Run fossil plant in Claxton, Tennessee, crumbled to the ground after 61 years of service. That was a coal place, coal processing or something like that. However, on January 29th of 2026, Bill Gates announced the Type 1 energy plant. So it says that it's going to be named Infinity 1, and it's a reactor that's called a stellarator, which contains plasma much like the donut-shaped tokamak. I don't know what that is, but uses a twisted and complex array of magnetic coils to crank up plasma temperatures toward 100 million degrees Celsius. Experts believe that stellarators should avoid many of the stability issues that plague the tokamak design, but their construction can be devilishly complex. Type 1 Energy initially announced its selection for the Bull Run fossil plant as a location for its test bed reactor back in February 2024. Now work is ramping up for making the next-gen stellarator a reality. You know, it just doesn't seem right to me. The reason that this caught my attention is because, okay, so like whether you have the same faith as me or not, it doesn't matter. But I mean, I kind of believe in this whole, like, there's a divine design to everything. And, like our planet is precisely located at the right place in the galaxy that we can sustain life, right? If we were a little bit closer, it'd be too hot. If we were a little bit far away, it'd be too cold. Whatever. We're at the right place to sustain life, right?
Kind of like somebody planned it.
Yeah, exactly. And now this jackhole is going to attempt to build a sun on our planet. Like, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, my first thoughts is like, hey, what can go wrong? I mean,
right? I did look up that Claxton, Tennessee is 3 hours away from me. So it's 4 hours away from you.
Well, I mean, but what could go wrong? Let's play with plasma. How hot is this thing going to be?
100 million degrees Celsius.
Yeah, I mean, hell, put on your gloves, get your silicone bacon mitts out. You're good. The stuff comes, you just block it out. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a new Incredible Hulk or something out of the thing with the radiation off of it. I don't know. Maybe a new Bruce Banner will be around. Okay, this is the same guy that gave you the COVID vaccine. Mm-hmm. And we know how that went.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I tried to kill a bunch of people with the COVID vaccine. Let's make a sun and kill a bunch more people. Your track record's great. We all trust you, Bill.
I just can't help but think this is going to be cataclysmically just devastating. I
don't know. Maybe he needs a new hobby besides molesting children. I don't know.
Jeez.
I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe the fun's worn off with that. And he's like, let's go build the sun since you think you're God.
That's exactly my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Exactly. People need to quit playing God. That's right.
Let's see.
Forrest said it's expected to support 300,000 households prototype by 2029.
Oh, yeah.
And so this is my question for us. When they say that, he's going to power the world, it's an alternative form of energy or whatever, and it's going to power 300,000 households by 2029. Surely that's not for free. Like, they're out here saying, trying to tout him as being this amazing guy or whatever. To me, if it does work, if it doesn't blow our planet up or whatever, all he's doing is monopolizing the energy industry, and people are going to have to pay him for everything, right? He's not doing this for free.
Oh, well, also, this is from the same guy that gave you the Windows operating system and then came up with the viruses to crash it so he could sell you the antivirus software too. So, I mean, the track record's stellar on this guy.
He kind of did the same with humans, didn't he?
Yeah, let's go talk to the Chinese and make this virus that came from the monkeys, and then we'll sell you the stuff that's going to kill you.
Mama Bear says God is sovereign and none of the man-made shenanigans will change his plans. I 100% agree with that, Mama Bear.
Oh, yeah. And then talking about that and changing God's plans, have you seen that jerkhole Pastor Greg Locke? You ever seen him?
Yeah, I have seen him. I've actually seen him in person.
Yeah, he's a despicable human being, by the way.
He's from Tennessee, I think.
Yes, very despicable human being. Apparently, there was a thing on TikTok. He had all his little people up on the stage, and they were all just draped in all this Israeli garb and everything. And he had this big Israeli shawl or something on. He was talking about, we ought to stand with Israel and all this, and we ought to send all our people over there and just wipe all those Palestinians off the map and that, whatever that Dome of the Rock or whatever it is. He said, we ought to knock that down. And he said, we ought to make it to where we can build that third temple and usher in Jesus coming back and all this. And I'm like, dude, you're playing with fire is what you're doing. I was like, you have lost your ever-loving mind, brother. So he's a scumbag, by the way. I don't know. You ought to dig into some of the stuff he's done. That's a rabbit trail right there. And that's all I'm going to say about him, but he's a scumbag. Let's see what Patty said. Hopefully it's on his land. He builds this and not someone else's land. Who knows? He's probably...
I don't think he lives in Tennessee.
I hope not.
I'm sure he owns the land, but I don't think he lives there. It's not going to bother him if it...
I thought he lived up in Portland or something. Portland or what?
Yeah, I thought it was like Northern California or Northeast or Northwest or whatever.
Yeah, or Epstein's Island or somewhere like that. I don't know. That might be his summer home.
I think it was for a while.
Pip and I said, sounds like the dude has attention addiction.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. Trying to play God and trying to make your own son, that's going to be a thumbs down for me.
I agree.
I don't know. I like some good old coal powered plants and maybe some nuclear power plants as long as you're not Russian. I mean, they have a tendency to blow up, but I mean, well, then you got what 3 Mile Island did too, didn't it?
I was going to say we blew one up too. So
yeah, but not near as bad as Chernobyl.
That's true.
So I don't know. All right. Talking about big mistakes, that leads us into the topic, So, all right. Homestead mistakes and how we fixed them, what the mistakes we made and how we fixed them. So it's going to be a short show. We hadn't done anything. Good night, guys. We hadn't screwed nothing up yet. So,
oh, Lord.
You want to start or do you want me to start?
You can go first.
All right. I want to be super honest. I've made some mistakes, but mistakes that, I don't know. My uncle told me one time, he said, the only mistakes that you make are ones that you can't fix. So like building a son, you screw that deal up, you can't fix it. You got 2 sons and we're all cooked. But small mistakes, one of the mistakes I had was I thought I wanted a dairy cow. I was like, this is going to be great. It's going to be the Pinterest farm. We're going to have a dairy cow. We're going to milk cows and do all this kind of crap. That shit ain't for me. I was like, this is a big no-no. That was a mistake I made. I'm like, it's going to be cool. We're going to make milk. We're going to have milk and butter and cheese and all this. And I'm like, this ain't going to work. So the dairy cow went away. That was one of the mistakes I made. It's not worth it to me. But that's a mistake you can fix. And that's the nice thing about it is if you make a mistake, if you learn from it and fix it, it's a mistake, but it's not going to define, your whole property. It's not going to define your life. It's not like sending an email to Epstein that defines your life. Getting a dairy cow and getting rid of the dairy cow, that doesn't define your life. It's just like dairy's not for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's not going to define your life on that. What did Casey say? Allowing our animals to run amok. Yes. Well, Casey, your biggest mistake is having goats. So I can.
Yeah, but the goats weren't the problem. It was the pigs that got out last time.
But the goats probably told the pigs that they could get out.
Probably. They're probably out there just giving them the lowdown.
Yes. And if anybody knows, I hate goats. So goats are the biggest mistake anybody can make on their homestead, period.
That is not true. It's just not for you.
That's totally true. One of the other mistakes I made is not taking predators issues big enough. Like we've lost a ton of chickens. So predator issues, you really got to watch, if you've got hawks, owls, that kind of crap, you've got to watch those with chickens. Other predator issues that we've not had anything like coyotes or anything like that. We've got the livestock guard dogs. They take care of that stuff. Patty, I know you love your goats. She's just, what is it? What do they call those people? Sadistic or something? Isn't that what it is? So.
Hey, Bill, it's good to see you.
Is that Bill? No.
Zegley, it's Zeg.
Oh, I thought you meant.
No, wrong Bill.
Bill 1 and Bill 2.
It's Zeg.
All right. Yeah, losing chickens. So you got to watch, your predator issues, especially with chickens and stuff. Fencing matters more than you think. Just because you put up net fence, people are like, I've got net fence up and all this, my animals can't get out. You got to watch it. Sometimes your sheep will jump the net fence, and then your wife hollers at you Wednesday night at church, the animals are out, and then you got to run home and let some animals out. But good fencing to keep your animals in and to also keep predators out. Like we've not had a problem with any kind of coyotes or anything like that getting through the hard fence. I don't know. Another one that I've got is trying to do every animal that you can, and that kind of ties in to the dairy cow. You want all this stuff. You want the sheep, you want the chickens, you want the pigs, you want the cow, you want all this, and you look around and you're like, dang, I ain't got enough room for all this crap. So that's one reason, Ginger, you've got more land than me. So Ginger came and is living with you, and now we're down enough to where we can keep enough grass and stockpile enough stuff that we can run through, and our sheep won't eat everything, and we're just not eating everything to the ground now. That's the mistakes that I've made on stuff. I mean, and I'll tell you, probably the biggest mistake I made It's when I got into sheep for the first time. We had a ewe and her two lambs. So I'm like, we need to get a ram sometime. I talked to a guy that I know. He's like, I've got a super awesome ram. He was like, he's out of full blood Katahdin stock, but he's not registered. Good looking ram, nice ram. So I bought him. He gave me a smoking deal on it. The problem was my ewes are a smaller frame, and he had a bigger frame on him. So I had problems with these lambs being too big. So I lost a ewe from that, and then I lost some babies too. One time I pulled the ewe was laying down. I went out there. She was actively lambing. The feet were out, and part of the nose was sticking out just a little bit. So I went over there to see. I ended up having to pull that baby. The baby is dead. I weighed it, and it was a 13-pound lamb. And I'm like, the ram, his genetics were just too big for my ewes. So, I mean, so after we figured that out, I got rid of him. I sold him to a guy that had a bunch of Dorper ewes. I'm like, he throws some big old babies, and those Dorpers are a bigger frame. So I sold him, and then I got my ram right now throws little bitty, like 5-pound lambs that they come out, and like 15 minutes later, they're bouncing around like nobody's business. And after that, I've not had any problem with lambs.
So Patty says that her ram was her issue too, because he taught the others how to jump the fence.
Yeah.
So he tastes good.
Yeah. And Michigan Silverback's here.
Forrest said that for me, it's doing too much too fast and not ready for it. Lesson learned. Do one thing, dial it in, then move on to another project.
Yeah. And that's probably, honestly, the biggest mistake that I see a lot of people is just, we got to get everything right now, and you just kind of half-ass a lot of stuff. And you just don't know. You're running 15 different places, and you're like, I don't know which to do and what to do and how to do this. But probably my costliest mistake was having that ram that he threw too big of babies. And I mean, that was a simple solution. Yes, financially, we lost some lambs and lost a ewe, but after we got that guy that throws little bitty babies, we have not had a problem with lambing whatsoever after that. I mean, you can go down there and, go down there one morning, there's 2 little babies bouncing around. You're like, hey, you're a good mom. We got it going on. So those were my mistakes. That I'll think of something else later. I don't know. What have you got, Shelly?
I don't really. I mean, there's been all kinds of, I don't know, failures, I guess, that we've had that I don't really consider. Like, it's not about whether or not you can fix it. It's whether or not you learn from it. Because most of the time, I don't consider it a failure if I can fix it. So, like gardening stuff or not being successful with that and that kind of thing, that stuff, because there's seasons to everything. And sometimes you might be able to get something to grow, and then the next season it doesn't grow as well where you had it. So then you got to figure out where to move it to, and it's all about learning things. But this last year has probably been by far the crappiest year that we have had in homesteading. I mean, to the point where, and Patty can attest to this because I text her all the time when crap doesn't go right or whatever, but there's been times that Randy and I have been like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? I mean, it's like, I don't know, like you're on the verge of just throwing in the towel and being like, I'm done with it. This is crazy. But, and just to, so you understand what I'm talking about, and there may be people out there that are, they're like, well, you didn't do this right, or you didn't do that right. Well, obviously that's why I feel like crap, right? That's why I'm upset about it, but, people are always quick to tell you what you did wrong or whatever. I know what I did wrong, but anyway, well, I mean, this didn't happen. Well, I guess it did. When did we get our ewes from you? Was it the beginning of 2025? I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, so that's included. So okay, first we got 4 ewes from Jason. We currently have 1. The very first one got, you were talking about that, the netting. So we used that Premier One electric netting. We had, a few sections of that or whatever. I don't use it at all now because of what has happened. But we used to use it for our chickens and stuff like that. But we brought those ewes home, and in like the first month and a half or something like that, one of the ewes got tangled up in that fencing. And it was like, I don't know if it happened like in the early hours of the morning or what, but when I got up and went out to feed, I found her, and it was like twisted again and again and again around her neck. And so I got her cut out of it. I mean, I couldn't even untwist it from around her. I had to get a knife and cut her free. And so she ended up having wry neck, and there's nothing that you can really do for that. And so what I ended up doing, we did a sheep processing at Jason's house, and I took her over there and we processed her, because there's nothing, like I couldn't breed her. I mean, her neck was over to the side. It was awful. And then back in, I guess it was like, I don't know, I want to say August or September or something like that. We bought 5 Cooney Piglets from somebody, and my garden in my backyard is all fenced in. And so but the fence that goes around it, and I do that to keep the dogs out and unsuccessfully keep the chickens out. The chickens still get in there, but it kind of deters them a little bit. But the fence had big holes in the, like it was 4-inch fence or something like that. And so I even went around with chicken wire all the way around the outside of it so the piglets couldn't get out. And I put them in there mainly just so they could just eat on the garden, because we were done harvesting stuff or whatever, and there was just a bunch of green stuff out there, and they could forage on the garden until they got big enough that we could put them out with our bigger pigs, right? And so we had them, I don't know, 3 weeks. And our dog, Crystal's dog, he somehow got into the garden, and in the span of about 10 minutes killed all of those piglets. I mean, absolutely devastated me. And then it was probably, and I should have done something about it then, but I did not. And because the whole thing, the dog he was a great guard dog, all of that kind of stuff. I don't know what a dog thinks, but he was like so pleased with himself that he took care of those piglets for us and got them out of our garden. Yeah. I mean, the way he was acting, it was like he did a great thing for us or whatever, And but I should have got rid of him then, but I didn't. And then I guess it was probably, I don't know, Jason, when did the other thing happen? Was it November?
What other thing?
When he got the sheep.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
I can't remember. It was November or December. I walked into, it was in December, because we had like a cleanup day. All of my kids came to the house, and they helped us just clean up stuff around the farm. You know how you get like all these stupid little jobs that need to be done, and they came to and worked all day on a Saturday and helped us with that. And so I don't know if somebody didn't latch the gate to the pasture or if he jumped the fence. I have no idea, but he got out into in our field. And when I got up on Sunday morning, he was out running around in the field, and my heart just sank. And because this was before we got Ginger and Calvin. That's before they came over here. And I went out there, and he had attacked 2 of the sheep. The ram was, he had bit the ram on his leg or whatever, but the ram had been trying to protect him, because when we went out there, the ram was standing between them, and he didn't even want to let me and Randy near them. But my son-in-law came over and helped us load them up in the back of the truck, and we got them up to the barn. And both of them were pregnant. All three of the ewes were pregnant. And but one of them got away. He didn't get her. We did end up getting rid of the dog. But the one of the ewes died the next day, and the other one made it through. And she gave birth and had 2 babies, and she is the best mom ever. She's a fantastic mom for what that ewe has been through. That she, she's such a good mom, and her babies are great. But that one that didn't get attacked, back when we got the ice storm, in the height of the ice storm, which we had pinned them up in the barn because I was the one that got attacked gave birth to her twins a week before the ice hit. And but I didn't want to, they probably would have been okay, but I just didn't want to leave them out in the ice because it got pretty bad here. It was pretty cold. And so we got them pinned up in the barn and everything. And the one hadn't given birth yet, but in the middle, the coldest part of the ice storm, she gave birth. And then her 2 lambs died, and she died. And that was just, it was like a kick in the gut. I mean, it was like, and still don't know why she died, but I don't, and we went out there the night that they were born. Randy told me, he said, because they were born when he was home, I was at work, and he told me, he said, you might want to go check on them because I haven't seen them nurse yet. And so I went out there. It was on a Friday night. I went out there and kind of sat with them, and they did nurse, and for a while. But she was acting, I don't know, like a little standoffish, like she didn't want, like she wasn't going to be a good mama or something like that. But she was letting them nurse. And then they nursed on Saturday, and when I went out Sunday morning, they were both dead. And then she died on Monday. And like stuff like that happens. And we've got Johnny, our ram, and Rose is out there with her 2 little babies, and they're all doing great. And the babies are so funny, and they every morning they come up and bat me and all this kind of stuff, and they let me play with them and everything. They jump around, and they're awesome to have. But like stuff like that happens on the homestead, and I ain't gonna lie, it was like, we just need to stop doing this. We obviously have no idea what we're doing. I mean, I was just like,
oh yeah, you
hammer on yourself, because
yeah,
it's awful. And I know I'm not a vet, and I don't know. And I kept thinking I should have done something different. I should have done this. I should have done that, or whatever. But it's only a failure if you don't learn from it.
No. Oh yeah. The bad thing, and what I've learned about sheep will die for no reason whatsoever. I have walked out there and had a lamb or a ewe just dead as a doornail, and I'm like, what the heck happened? And it's like, you never know. And it's like, well, we could send it off to the state and figure out what was wrong with it. And I'm like, yeah, I want to spend $200 or $300 on that. It's like, no, we'll just buy another one and save the money. But that's the only thing.
Like if I have a failure, like with the garden or something, I can go to the farmer's market and I can pick up stuff that I want to can or whatever. I know people I can get, fresh food from or whatever. The animal thing really hits me hard because, and you're the same way. I know, we raise our animals in a way that we only want them to have one bad day.
Yeah.
And that's when they go in the freezer. And when it doesn't work out that way, it's horrible.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it sucks. The animal part really sucks about it. And it's like, you can only do so much. I don't know. And I don't know why sheep sometimes will just like, boom, I'm dead. I don't know. I don't get it.
I think they are kind of fragile, Michigan silverback, and that's why, in the Bible we're referred to as sheep. Well, I mean, it's what it is. They need a caretaker all the time.
Newman showed up,
Hey, Newman.
and Mike Shepard showed up too.
Yeah, I saw him.
I don't know. I don't know if sheep are all that fragile. The problem with sheep is they have no natural defense.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's nothing that they don't have any kind of way to defend themselves. That's the problem with sheep. So if you've got something, if you've got a dog out there that's going to run the sheep, that dog will run the sheep until the sheep absolutely fall over dead from exhaustion. So I don't know. Like my sheep are pretty hardy. I mean, there's been times where it's snowing and everything. The wind's blowing. It's coming down snow and everything. The sheep have an awesome barn they can get in, but they're out laying underneath the cedar tree.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, and they survive. It's like, hey, you've got an awesome barn to get out of the wind, the rain, all that stuff, but they want to hang out underneath the cedar tree. And I'm like, well, I was like, if y'all can survive that, stay out there. So I don't know as if they're fragile. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think they're as robust as cows are. I think cows are way more resilient, but and pigs are uber resilient. They don't, it takes pretty much, a bullet to put a pig down.
Yeah.
But they're not. They do withstand the temperatures and the weather pretty well, and as long as you have, good food for them to eat and you watch them, I mean, they do okay. But I don't know that goats are more robust. I kind of think that goats and sheep are kind of on the same level.
I think goats try to find a way to kill themselves sometimes. That's when, and I do. I think goats are like, hey, how can we kill ourselves today by getting stuck in the fence or something like that? So
I've got a friend that has put a 2x4 across the horns of his goat to keep him out of the fence because that thing would get stuck in the fence, like run its head through the fence and then just be hanging there when he got home from work.
Yeah. I mean, I've had the two goats that I've had, one had horns on it, and I cut it out 4 or 5 times, and I'm like, you stupid thing. And I was like, she ended up going to live with somebody else.
I think Darren's right. Sheep are more sheepish and fearful, and goats don't care. They absolutely don't care.
Well,
but I mean, all of that being said, and having a crappy year on the homestead, and the little the thumbnail that I made for the video, it said I put something on there about is it time to give up or something like that. I'm not gonna lie, there have been nights that I've gone to bed and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like and it's really those days that you're just kind of overwhelmed with death, I guess. It's just overwhelming. But I'm not about to give up, mainly because I'm not about to give up control of my food and where my food comes from. And that's way more important to me than anything else. But just if you do have a fail or you think you have a fail, the only time you're really failing is if you don't learn from it. So do what you can to learn what you can and do it different next time.
Oh yeah. I mean that's a big thing is learning from it and everything. Frank Short. Good evening.
Hey Frank.
But yeah, learn from it. I mean, if you screw the pooch on something, don't do the same thing again. Let's learn from it and pick up. If you think you want the dairy cow, get the dairy cow. And when the dairy cow sucks doing all that stuff, sell it and go on and move on about it. So, I mean,
I don't ever want a dairy cow.
When Ginger, after she has another calf, she's going to have enough with that Holstein in her that you can go out there and milk her. And I've milked her. I don't
want to milk her.
You could go milk her like one time.
Well, okay.
She would let you do it. I've milked her before. She just stood there and was like, when you're done playing with my teats, let me know. So, I mean, she just kind of stood there and I'm like, okay. I was like, let's do this.
Michigan Silverback said, livestock is a lot of work. If you have the place and time, good. But if you are working and driving 10, 12 hours a day and raising kids, it's a lot. Yep, it is a lot.
Well,
Dana wants a dairy cow.
What'd she say? Bring Ginger?
No, you can't have Ginger. I've gotten attached to Ginger. I go out there every morning and she's standing there waiting for me to rub her head. She's probably waiting for me to give her sweet feed, but she doesn't get it. Now that the winter's broke, it's like, no, you got to go out and graze. You ain't getting any feed from me. And she just looks at me and moos.
Now Debbie wants Ginger. So, yeah. No, Ginger's spoiled as all get out. That's
oh my God, she is spoiled. She cracks me up. That cow.
Dana said she'd feed her vanilla wafers.
She loves vanilla wafers.
Oh, she's like a vanilla wafer crackhead, is what she is.
Likes apples too.
Oh yeah, I've given her apples before. She'll darn near take the whole apple and just eat it all at once.
Yeah.
Just like
and that whatever you give her, that tongue comes out and like wraps around your hand and pulls whatever's on your hand into her mouth.
It's like a big anaconda coming out of there. I know. Yeah.
She has like the longest tongue ever.
All right.
She's a sweet girl though. But now now the thing is, Randy, because we had the sheep up in that little pen where we used to keep our hogs. That's how we got them into the barn. And so when we'd let them back out, we still kept them pinned up until the cold weather was over with. So now that, Randy has that opened up where everybody can get out in the field. So now in the mornings when I go out, when I open up the door that goes out into that field, Calvin and the ram, Johnny, stand in the doorway. Like Calvin's got his head in the barn and he's mooing at me, expecting me to give him food. I'm like, you need to go out there. I'm not feeding you. Get out there and graze. And they just like make noises at me. And I'm like, no, it ain't happening. Bye.
Oh, yeah. Well, Lord, anytime they hear my truck, like I can go out to my truck. I can go out to my truck right now after this, open the door, get something out and close it. They hear the truck door close and they're like, bah. And I'm like, and somebody asked me, a bunch of the beta kids were over here the other day and they wanted to see the sheep. So we took them down there and the parents were down there too. And they were just going, bah, bah. And the guy's like, don't you ever feed these things? I'm like, dude, if I fed them every time they went bah, they'd be as wide as they are tall. I was like, they just do that crap. I was like, they got plenty of hay over there. I was like, we give them grain every now and then. I said, they ain't hungry. I said, they just needy is what they are.
Yeah.
So, all right.
But that's all I got.
Tell them about all the fun stuff. Yeah, I'll tell them about the workshops if you tell them about the Festivus.
About the speakers?
Yeah. Well, no, I was going to say because we got the pig workshop. The pig processing workshop is coming up. That's going to be March 21st. That's going to be here. We're going to take a pig and it is going to be alive and breathing in the morning. And it is going to be pork chops and sausage in Vac-Master freezer bags by that afternoon. So that's going to be March 21st. Get your tickets. All this stuff is on the website under the training tab on the website. You can get the tickets for that. And then speaking of sheep, April 11th.
Cows don't eat meat. Just so you know, they don't eat meat.
And then sheep processing workshop. That's going to be April 11th. That's going to be here at my place. We're going to do 2, if not 3 lambs. Put those guys in the freezer. They'll be alive in the morning, and lamb chops and lamb sausage and leg and lamb and all that good stuff by the afternoon. We got the radio class, highly anticipated radio class. Brian and Susan are coming up from S&B Homestead Radio. That's going to be May 30th. We're going to go over all aspects of radio stuff. We're not going to do all the theory crap and all this, talking over your head. It's going to be like, hey, we want to set these radios up. We want to know, the capabilities of these radios, how far we can get with UHF or VHF. What can I do with HF? How can I set these antennas up? And which antenna do I need to use for this? It's going to be a real hands-on. There'll be a little bit of PowerPoint, but you've got to have a smidge of PowerPoint to get through some of the stuff. But it's mostly going to be actually out playing radios. So I'm excited about that. I like when Brian and Susan come up. It's going to be fun. And then our in-house trauma management class is going to be July 16th. That is Thursday before the festival. This is our in-house medical training that we've been working on getting going. But that's going to be July 16th. That is Thursday before the festival. That is on the website. It is a full 6 to 8 hour course that we're going to offer. We're going to have tourniquets, chest seals, wound packing, nasal pharyngeal airways, pretty much cover the March algorithm on that. I'm not going to have time to teach all of it or help. I'm going to jump in when I can in between setting up for the festival. But Greg New is going to be the lead instructor for it. And then Mike Adkins is going to be the other instructor for that. Both those guys are a wealth of knowledge on trauma medicine, and they're going to be teaching it. And tickets, we kept the tickets stinking super reasonable, in my opinion. $200 a ticket for a full 8-hour course on trauma management class. That's what I've got. And let me see, what did Michigan say? I'll be passing through. We'd love to stop and meet you if that'd be okay. I'll be headed to Alabama that day. Which day? I don't care. You can stop in. Shoot me an email and we'll figure it all out. All right, Shelly, there's some new speakers that I put up.
So our festival is going to be July 17th through the 19th at Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's going to be at the WKU Ag Expo Center. Same place it's been every time we've had it. Our speaker lineup, we've got William Bond. He's going to be coming in. And do we know what he's talking about?
He was wanting to talk about how to tie toxins up. All the stuff that they're spraying in the sky, about how to tie some of that stuff up on your farm.
Awesome. And then this dude, Pat, what is his last name?
Pat Milacek.
Milacek?
Yeah, close enough.
Okay.
We'll just call him Pat. Pat M.
He has a website called the Soil Savers Home, so he'll probably be talking about that kind of stuff as well.
He's the soil saviors that Billy always talks about.
Yep, that's what I just said.
Yeah. Well, you said it kind of weird.
So Jacob Peterson, he's going to be talking about deprogramming and understanding psyops for normal people. Jacob is also a wealth of knowledge, and he'll have a booth set up. He makes knives and sells them. Super smart guy, super friendly guy. I mean, you can just yeah. He's got the Exodus knife and tool. Brittany Baker is going to be there talking about from everyday life to financial resilience, faith-led income streams for families, homesteaders, and self-reliant people. Come learn how to make some money. Kayla Lynn from Tactical Response is going to be doing Mindset Meets Morality, the Duty of the Marshall Plan, or Marshall Path, sorry. Hoss Boyd, he's a retired Air Force guy, Lieutenant Colonel. He's going to be talking about what it takes to go off the grid with solar, energy storage, and generators. Brian and Susan Dudley, they're going to be talking about radios like they always do. Erica Anderson and Dylan Searcy from Chronically Healthy. I'm not sure what they're talking about this time.
I'm not sure either.
I will tell you this, though, and I've been working with Erica for almost a year now, working on some health issues. They are, and if you want health sovereignty, if you want to take control of your health, these are the people that you need to talk to. You need to talk to them, and you need to talk to Leslie Whalen or Leslie Gossett. Her last name's Whalen now. She's our herbal chick. They can get you on the path to health sovereignty. Jeff Smith, the everyday prepper from Heartland Self-Reliance. Do you know what he's going to be talking about?
I think Jeff.
Oh, getting home, right?
Yeah,
that's a great talk. I've heard him do that before. It's really good. Really practical recommendations for what to do in case something happens, and having a plan for your family and all that kind of stuff. And then Barbara Sue Kowalski is going to be talking about fresh milled flour. Let me go back up here and I'll go through some workshops for y'all.
And then Crystal from Charmingly Frugal is going to be there. She has not got me her little profile picture and bio and all that. It's Charmingly Frugal. She's on TikTok. She's big on TikTok. She'll be there. She's going to do a talk. And then she told me also that she wanted to help Lawrence do some canning. So she's going to be helping Lawrence can some stuff.
So Mike Adkins is going to be doing Intro to Land Navigation, a workshop. He did that last year at the festival. A lot of people really enjoyed that class, and a lot of people were sad that they missed that class. So if you want to do that class, make sure that you're there. Let's see. Scott Wiley is doing homestead protection. He's going to be talking about that. Sean Terrio is coming back. He's going to be doing a talk or a workshop about digital privacy. Enos Zook is coming back. He was at our very first festival, if any of you all were there, and he's going to be talking about trapping. This guy he's so smart and he's so funny and engaging. He's just fun to talk to. So you'll definitely want to check out that workshop. Dakota Lobato from Better Built Dogs. He's going to be bringing some dogs and teaching pets and protectors and prepping to unleash potential. And Dana, who's in the chat with us tonight, Dana is going to be doing a fermentation workshop, and she's going to do a fantastic job because she did it for our Homestead meetup that we had at the end of January, and she did a great job. There's so many people. I mean, it was so engaging, and so many people learned so many things. So we're excited about Dana coming in and doing that.
I'm surprised the video has not gotten more views than what it's got.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked on mine. I'm not sure how many views it's got on mine.
I think it's only got go ahead. I'll have to look. It's only got 80 views.
Is that on mine or yours?
On mine. I figure people would eat it up.
Okay, Mike Key and Kim Breed. So if you've been to any of our other festivals, Mike Key is the guy. He always has a knife booth set up. I think he's only missed one of our festivals.
Yeah.
And he is he's Leslie's uncle. So she in the past, she had been down with him before she started having her own booth. So Mike Key and Kim Breed work together and do knives together. They're going to bring a metal forge and actually do a workshop on that, making knives and stuff.
That's going
I'm excited about that. That's going to be really cool. Ryan Steva is going to be coming or do a workshop on homestead through the permaculture lens. I think that's what that's supposed to say. Marley Knopp is going to be doing a workshop on microgreens. I'm excited about that. I want to see that. Suzanne Shires is coming back, and she's going to be doing the backyard medicine garden. Leslie's going to be there doing tincture making 101 and advanced tincture making. And then Darren is going to be there doing chicken processing.
Is Patty doing rabbit processing, by the way?
I messaged her. We're going to talk about it. Jane Clark, she's going to be coming back and doing a sourdough workshop. She did a fantastic job last year. You guys will want to see that. And then our own Lawrence is going to be doing canning. What? I
talked to her about the sourdough, and she was like, really? She's like, y'all want me to come back? And I was like, yeah. She was like, just talking a mile a minute. Really? He's like, oh yeah, I had so much fun. I want to do it again. If y'all want me to come back, I'll come back. And I was like,
she did great. Everybody loved her class. They loved it.
That's why I'm calling you. We want you to come back. People loved it. She's like, all right, I'll be back.
So, okay, Bruce DeVries, he's going to be doing a biochar workshop. Bruce is the leather guy. So if you've been to our festival before, he makes all the leather good stuff. He's really awesome. Dayton Bornick is going to be there doing lockpicking 101 and restraint breaching and escape.
We hadn't 100% dialed in if he's going to do that or if do something else.
Okay, so it might change.
Yeah, and then Greg Greg knew. I don't know if Greg's going to talk about beekeeping or if he's going to talk about something else. I just hadn't taken him down because he looks so pretty up there. So, but Greg will be there talking about something.
Okay. And that's it. That's what we got so far.
So there's more to come. I'm just waiting on people to tell me what they're going to do. So that, and also if you buy your festival tickets right now, you can get your festival tickets. And then if you want to buy shirts, the shirts are 10% off for the festival shirts when you buy a ticket. So, and I think you don't have to have a code. It automatically does that. So get your tickets. It's going to be, hopefully this will be one of the biggest festivals that's going to be. And then also I was telling Shelly before this, I've got a VacMaster VP 220 sitting in the basement to give away to somebody at the festival. So that is how much are those?
Exciting. They're like you said it's a 220? Let me look at it.
They're $1,500 machine, I think.
I think the 220, I believe, is the one that I have.
Yeah. I think they're $1,500 machine.
Let's see, the 230, 210. It's $1,150.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then also the pig processing workshop and the sheep processing workshop, you're going to leave with a 6-inch boning knife. So that sweetens the pot just a little bit. So whoever comes to the pig workshop and whoever comes to the sheep processing workshop, you're going to leave with a 6-inch boning knife that is going to be yours to take home. Dana
wants the chamber sealer.
I know. You got to buy tickets for that one, Dana. Now I've got some other stuff. I've got a bunch of Azure Standard sent me a bunch of stuff for the grab bags. Augustin Farms sent me a bunch of freeze-dried stuff too.
Yay. We need a freeze-dried vendor.
Yes.
If any of you all know a freeze-dried vendor, if any of you all want to, Patty's like, my name is on that VacMaster. If any of you all want to be vendors, there's a vendor application on the website. We'd love to have you. We want it to be, like homesteader preparedness stuff, in that category. But
Boost! I need to do the video on it. I've got 2 safes. Well, one of the safes I got to do a video on. The other one we're going to give out. It's boosted safes. They're on Instagram. It looks like a booster seat for your vehicle, and it hooks in. When you put the car seats in for kids, you hook it to those little metal pieces.
Yeah.
On the seat. It clicks into there and locks into there, and the only way you can unlock it is to open the safe and unlock it from the inside. But it's a black safe, and it's got a leather top that goes on it. So if you just glance in there, it looks like a booster seat, but it's a metal safe on the inside. It's kind of sweet.
For your car?
Yeah. You put it in your car. Okay. And then it's got that leather top that looks like a booster seat. So I've got one. I got to do a video on it. They're pretty sweet. So it's big enough you can put guns, a laptop, all kinds of stuff in. Let's see, Mama Bear. I would like to see a workshop on bullet making and reloading. Mama Bear, I have got a guy, and I'm waiting for him to call me back on whether he wants to come do it or not. I talked to him last week, and I need to call him back. That's one of my goals for this week. So that, and I think I've got a company that's going to give us a couple solar generators to give away. And Silencer Co. is also going to be doing another suppressor for the raffle.
That's awesome.
Yes. So, all right. That's all I've got, guys. Run Picky tickets up for that. If you need any first aid kits, all that fun stuff, everything is in stock and ready to go. I just got a bunch of bandages in the other day that I've got to put in the inventory, but we got those sitting there. But if you need anything, shoot us an email. And that's about all I've got. I'll be back here Tuesday morning since I abandoned everybody last Tuesday. So.
Well, you weren't on here Tuesday, and then we weren't on here Wednesday night. We
Yeah.
kind of sucked last week, didn't we?
Kinda. That's why I thought we should do this week to make up for Wednesday night. So, all right. Michigan Silverback sent me an email. All right, guys, we appreciate you. I'm gonna go hang out for a while before it's bedtime. Shelly, you got any parting words? All right, guys, we will see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.